Hello, a tropical troublemaker continues to slowly churn itself across the far north and west of Australia. Look at the cloud as well. Look at the mass. This thing's sitting in some very warm bath-like water, getting its fuel, getting its energy, and of course the swirly bloke there. That is Cyclone Rusty. This thing continues to grow. It's got winds well over 100 k's, easily getting perhaps up close to 200 k's as it continues to grow in this very warm water. Sitting at the outer edges of it, close to land already, so that might be just the one inhibiting factor, but it's got a good environment. It's not got stronger winds chewing away at its edges. You can see the swirl of cloud around it. This thing slowly moving towards the south. And that's the thing as well, when you're almost like having a big garden hose sprayed in one spot, you get a lot of water as opposed to moving it back and forth. So this thing is going to dump a fair bit of rain. Coming close to Port Hedland towards, say, Walla over the course of the next literally 18 to 24 hours. Sometime in the early hours of Wednesday, that whole mass moves in. Elsewhere, you can see this feed of cloud. That's some mid and high level cloud streaming out of that. Other parts of Australia looking quiet. Then we've got all this lumpy stuff here. A bit of the onshore flow from the big high that's still sitting over New Zealand, feeding in some of that, and a bit of an upper level trough, just helping to ignite some of those showers and storms. Let's run it through the next 24 hours. First off, the bloke up here, Rusty. Watch him there. He's just slow and moving, barely, just dawdling, and he's just got all this moisture. Sucks it all up from the far north and west, the Indian Ocean, and boom, brings it in. The storm surge, and easily 300-400 mils of rain as this thing works in, and taking a fair bit of time to move in there. So that's certainly quite a concern, quite a risk for the destructive winds from that troublemaker. You can see the size of the winds too. South from that big area of high pressure, watch the flow. It comes around, just works in. It's warm to the south and the west towards Perth, but dry. And then all this stuff here, you've got one little trough moving in across parts of New South Wales, down towards just clearing through Tasmania. You're going into a southwest change, but also you've got the convergence. So you've got the onshore flow there feeding in some showers to places like the Queensland coast. Next several days look like this. This is how we go through Wednesday. Maybe the odd shower storm to Alice Springs, but the main weather maker is this bloke here. See them there, slowly working in, very close to Port Hedland, Walla. Bear it in mind as this thing comes in with its destructive winds easily up to around 200 k's, and of course all that moisture too. There's the warm stuff. Perth 34 for you. With the southwest change, we could see some showers to Adelaide, and also down to the far south, Melbourne 26 for you. Grab your raincoat. Sydney, the odd storm or two. Just notice it's a bit unsettled. We've got a bit of an upper trough of sorts, helping to generate some of the moisture, and the onshore flow as well, giving the odd shower to Brisbane. But Cairns shouldn't be too bad. You're at 33. Otherwise fine and dry. Let's move beyond. Let's go into the next couple of days. This bloke finally comes on. It's almost like having an electric light glowing. You pull the plug, it loses its warm water source, so it slowly starts to fizzle. See how we lose the pink, the stronger winds, but it's all that moisture. And look at this thing massing its way in to western parts of Australia. Some of this eventually getting caught in the flow, coming down to the south and the west of Australia. There's our high working in, still a bit unsettled as well, with this upper trough sitting over eastern parts of Australia, and the onshore flow over the next couple of days, feeding in some showers to the Queensland coast. That's the weather for now.